Have you ever felt like you're drifting through life, disconnected, searching for meaning, but never quite finding it? Like the answers you need, the answers that could change everything, are just out of reach, hidden in a fog? What if those answers aren't out there in the world, but hidden deep inside you, in the parts of yourself you've been avoiding your entire life? Let's talk about the work of Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist who dared to explore the human mind in a way few others have. Jung didn't just study the surface. He went deeper into the parts of the mind we often fear, our unconscious, our shadow, our deepest desires and fears. In this video, we'll break down Carl Jung's groundbreaking ideas, showing how facing the darkest parts of ourselves might just be the key to living a meaningful life. Carl Jung believed that life isn't just a series of random events. It's not about success, wealth, or avoiding struggle. Instead, life has a deeper meaning, and we can only find it by looking within ourselves, especially at the parts of us we fear the most. He called these dark, hidden parts the shadow. It's everything we try to hide, not just from others, but from ourselves. Our anger, our jealousy, our insecurities, all the traits we don't want to admit are there. But here's the thing. Jung didn't think these parts were bad or evil. He thought they were simply unexamined. The more we run from the shadow, the more power it gains over us. But when we turn to face it, when we bring those parts into the light, we start to take control of our lives. So Jung's philosophy is simple. Don't run from your struggles. Confront them. Embrace the darkest parts of yourself. In doing so, we become whole. We become who we were meant to be. But where did these ideas come from? Jung's journey toward understanding life wasn't something he learned in books. It was born out of his own personal struggles. As a young boy, Jung often felt isolated, lost in his thoughts. He had strange dreams and visions, making him feel different from others. These early experiences led him to ask the big questions. Who am I? Why do I feel this way? What's the purpose of life? Jung quickly realized that life was more than what we see on the surface. There was a depth to human experience that most psychologists weren't exploring. So Jung set out on his own journey to understand not just the mind, but the soul, the hidden parts of human existence. At the start of his career, Jung worked closely with Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis. Freud had revolutionary ideas about the unconscious mind, but his theories were largely focused on basic drives, especially sexual desires. Jung respected Freud's work, but felt that human experience was much richer. To Jung, the unconscious wasn't just a storage of repressed desires. It was a gateway to something larger, a realm he called the collective unconscious. This is where Jung and Freud's paths diverged. Where Freud saw the unconscious as individual, personal, and often negative, Jung saw it as universal, the couch, shared by all of humanity. He believed that the unconscious mind was filled with archetypes, universal symbols like the hero, the wise old man, and the mother, that appear in myths and stories across all cultures. Jung argued that these archetypes weren't just cultural symbols, they were living forces within our psyche. And by understanding these archetypes, we could understand ourselves on a much deeper level. One of Jung's most important ideas is that to live a meaningful life, we must confront our shadow. But this is just the beginning of what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming who we truly are. Individuation isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. We all wear masks, what Jung called the persona, to fit into society, to please others, and to avoid conflict. But over time, we start to believe that this mask is who we really are. Deep down, we know something is missing. That's where individuation comes in. It's about stripping away the masks, confronting our shadow, and embracing every part of ourselves, both the light and the dark. This process isn't easy. It requires facing painful memories and accepting parts of ourselves that we'd rather ignore. Jung warned that if we avoid this journey, we'll project our unresolved issues onto others. We'll blame others for the things we can't accept in ourselves. But when we embrace our full complexity, we become more authentic, more at peace, and more fulfilled. So, how do we access this deeper understanding of ourselves? Jung believed that one of the most powerful tools we have is our dreams. To Jung, dreams aren't random or meaningless. They are windows into our unconscious. The characters, places, and events in our dreams are expressions of our deepest fears and desires. By paying attention to our dreams, we can start to understand the hidden forces shaping our lives. Our dreams reveal our internal struggles, our archetypes at play, and even the path to becoming whole. Carl Jung's ideas challenge us to rethink what it means to live a meaningful life. He reminds us that life isn't about avoiding discomfort or chasing external success. It's about embarking on an inner journey, a journey to confront our shadow, embrace our complexity, and integrate the unconscious parts of ourselves. In doing so, we don't just find personal fulfillment, we become part of something much larger, a shared human experience that transcends time and culture. We tap into the wisdom of the collective unconscious and find our place in the grand story of humanity. For Jung, the meaning of life isn't something you find out there in the world. It's something you discover within yourself through individuation, through confronting your shadow, and through the courage to face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. So, if you're ready to start your own journey toward meaning, the path begins with one step. Turn inward, face the unknown within yourself, and embrace the adventure. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, your journey to meaning begins when you decide to face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. See you next time.